So when I decided to join the band, this one over here had been saying for months.
All I wanted was a keyboard player.
And I said to him, well, you got one.
We did. We got one of the most amazing piano players I've ever met, and we just got lucky. So thank you for joining our band. Which reminds me of the night we met. Our band was playing. It was a stormy night in January, I think, and the place we were playing wasn't sure they were going to let us play, or actually if they were going to be open or not. So they decided to have us come down. One of our members couldn't make it, so we went down as a three-piece band. And as we're getting ready to play, I see the most gorgeous woman walk in to the bar. And right behind her was Caitlin. And then I found out that was her mom. And you can imagine where that went from there. I still think they probably like me a little bit better than her, but it's only because I'm closer to their age.
They don't read sheet music. They're all ear trained. And I am the complete opposite. No ear training, and I do read sheet music. That's what I was taught. So it can at times be an interesting dynamic of we're both trying to speak foreign languages to each other. So it can be quite entertaining.
It can be. And once she understands that most of the time I'm right, and I'm just joking, she knows much more about music than we do. But like she says, our terminology is different. And when I say things like off chords, she comes up with this E7 16 suspended 12 something. It's an E minor. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do want to make one comment before we go any further. I did not mean to insult the Backstreet Boys at all. I have actually come to like quite a few of their songs because of Caitlin. It was just all in joke because I didn't know who they were. We love all kinds of music, from rock and roll to country, classical. So in no way did I mean to downplay the Backstreet Boys or any other musician out there, because music is what brought us together.
Yes.
And it's our favorite thing to do together.
It's a lot of fun because we have the same taste in music. You know, he does all the old country, the classic rock stuff, and that's the stuff I grew up listening to, and I love it. That's the reason I joined the band, is because when I went up to hear him play, I knew just about every single song they played, and I'm like, this is freaking fantastic. Like, I love everything they do, and because of that, we have that shared, passion for that same type of music. But he also knows a lot of newer music that I have never heard of, but I also know a ton of newer music that he's never heard of. So we've kind of both branched out, and I like a lot more music. I mean, I like a little bit of everything anyway, but now I like even more, and he is starting to hear a lot of the newer stuff that I like, and we've both kind of, really branched out a lot in that. So it's been a lot of really fun sharing because of the big age gap. There's a lot of stuff that we have picked up over the last few years, and it's been really, really fun.
I've learned as much from Caitlin as she's still learning from the soulmate too.
I thought that I would be funny and get my husband a thing of tennis balls. Now, if you don't immediately know where this is going, let me just inform you. We have already been joking for months about, him having a walker someday, and we go into thrift stores and we see a good buy on one for like $10. I'm like, hey honey, come look at this. This is a great deal. He's like, oh, what is it? And it's a walker. But they never have those handy little tennis balls on the feet, like most of them do. Helps you slide over the floor. So now it's Maine. Okay, winter lasts forever. You can't get summer stuff in winter. It just doesn't happen. It's like 8 months of just, ugh. So I had to go online to order these tennis balls. Okay, so mind you, this joke had been going on for months. And finally, they come in the mail. Okay, mind you, I ordered 3, and this giant box comes in. I'm like, well, this is kind of weird. Like, that's a waste of space. Yeah, well, when I opened that freaking box, it wasn't just one can. it was like 50 cans, okay? They screwed up, and instead of sending me 1 can of tennis balls, they sent me a freaking case of them, okay? I have like 180 tennis balls. You cannot make this up, okay? I'm trying to be funny and a jokester, and then that happens. Like, is this even real life? So what do I do? What am I gonna do? The only thing you can do. Gift wrap it. And I gave him the entire case of tennis balls for Christmas, and he opened it up in front of the entire family. After I joined the band, it had been a little while, and I went to my dad's house one day, and I stopped in, and I'm like, Dad, guess what? I just joined a band. I'm so excited. It's going to be awesome. I'm like, okay, now, you know the stigma with being in a band, you know, the alcohol, the drugs, the whole crazy life, blah, blah, blah. So I wanted to reaffirm to him that he's got nothing to worry about. I will be taken care of. And I was like, I joined a band. They're a bunch of old guys. You don't have nothing to worry about. They'll take care of me. They're awesome. And I can learn so much from them. Okay? Now, sometimes you have to be careful about what you say to people because it can turn around and bite you in the ass. So, approximately 2 years after I had said that to my father, it is our beautiful wedding day. And my dad got up and decided he was going to say something. And I'm thinking, oh boy, okay. Like I said, my family, ready for the jugular. I'm like, this is going to be good. Yeah, he goes, well, you know, I remember a couple years ago, she joined the band and she said, Dad, you got nothing to worry about. They're a bunch of old geezers. Nothing to worry about. He goes, and here we are, 2 years later. Now, I've talked about my husband's and I's snack binges and things like that. Okay, it doesn't really happen that often. It's only like every few months. So usually I make like sugar-free, low-carb type of snacks and stuff for him when he, you know, wants something. So I had made sugar-free brownies, and I told him, you know, they do have quite a few carbs, so just make sure you have a small piece if you do want a piece. So he had taken one with him, I don't know, I think on a golf trip or something. Okay. So I noticed there's kind of a lot missing out of the pan. So we're talking later that night, and I'm like, I see you took some brownie, a piece of brownie with you. I'm like, how big of a piece did you take? Because I knew how many carbs were in one piece of brownie. I want to make sure he shot enough insulin. And he tells me, oh, I just took a corner piece. And I'm going, that doesn't really help me. And he goes, oh, right. You cooked him in a round pan. Now, my husband and I love popcorn, okay? It's one of our favorite snacks. We eat it, like, probably 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, so the first time we ate popcorn, you know, I, like, grab a couple pieces and I eat it like a normal human being. Well, I didn't realize my husband's popcorn addiction was quite as bad as he had made it out to be. So we have our popcorn bowl, and I'm grabbing a few pieces, and I look over at him, and I'm like, just observing the situation. Okay, when you see a 60-year-old man, will you imagine them eating popcorn? You know, it's like eating normal. Yeah, well, this was the scene, okay? Imagine a 5-year-old boy with a big bowl of popcorn on his lap, like this, double fisting it, and literally cramming mouthfuls of popcorn into his mouth. The shit is going all over the place, all over his shirt. I mean, literally everywhere. You just, and it's just, I mean, literally cramming it in his mouth. That is how my husband eats his snacks, and especially popcorn. So I will add a small clip and show you the snack attack from last night, where he had a few sugar-free chocolates, some peanuts, some popcorn. You'll see the damage done on the nightly basis, pretty much. So you see all this crummage? Okay, I just cleaned the floors yesterday and vacuumed the couch and, you know, all that good stuff. That is literally one night's worth of snackage crumbs.